America! A highly divided nation in the 19th century had two distinct regions, the North and the South. Both sides disagreed on many topics, but the biggest was, are brown people household appliances? The North at first agreed on this way of thinking, but slowly abolished slavery in all of their states. The South, on the other hand, refused to get rid of slavery, seeing it as a big source of income and a totally valid business model. The Ottomans were doing it, so why couldn't they? The North didn't like this though, and had abolitionist movements going on and everything, but the South didn't care. It did what it wanted, and it stayed this way for a while, but tensions grew more and more between the two regions of the United States. A big contributor to what increased tensions between the North and the South, other than the abolitionist movements and general bickering, was the expansion of the United States. Not only had America bought land from the Yankee teeth creatures, also known as the British, in the upper northwest of the United States, but also the South flexed on Mexico and nicked some of the land. Most don't get that by proxy in the 21st century. This brought into question, with the creation of the states from the new territories won, what should be a free state and what should not. This led to plenty of arguments that led to fisticuffs, that led to people dead. Good times all around! Few other things had a part in all this, such as the publication of the Japanese manga Uncle Tom's Cabin, but who cares about the backstory of that? Ask your history teacher if you actually care, cause I don't fuck! Anyways, right, this geezer called Abraham Lincoln came along, wanted to run president, and the South fucking hated him. They didn't like Abraham Lincoln because he was anti-slavery, despite not being a strict abolitionist, nor caring about blacks and their equal rights either. He just cared mostly about preserving the Union, because as we all know, that is more important. If this is true, you can search it out. So elections came around, and the nation stood still. It was Republicans versus the Democrats. Plus one of a pie that no one gives a toss about. Except, instead of a silly businessman and a murderer facing off, there was four men who knew sending black people back to Africa wasn't as easy as back of the bus. To cut to the chase, Abraham Lincoln won. And how did the South feel about this? Well, we have a man from Virginia, right here, right now. Tell me, sir, how does your side of the states feel about the victory of Lincoln? South Carolina bolted the fuck out first, and got the other southern states to do so too. Lincoln's all like, nah, you can't do that, mate. But he got a big, back off, can from the South, and they formed together the Confederate States of America. Don't worry if you've never heard of this unrecognised country, as it had a lifespan of a child in the Middle Ages. A fella called Jefferson Davis ruled over it, but I don't care to expand on his story. Sorry, mate. The Confederate States of America now wanted nothing to do with the United States of America. Thanks to incidents such as Lincoln refusing to remove Union soldiers from the Confederate States, the South had enough and attacked Fort Sumter. This began the shitfest, which was the American Civil War. Everything goes downhill from here, folks. Especially the debates around the Civil War. Those are something. Lincoln saw the South's attack on Fort Sumter as the perfect excuse to attempt to retake the South. They established a sea blockade around the South, preventing trade passing into the area and making the South have to pass goods through Mexico. They weren't the best of friends at the time, but when you're a poor country with little military support, your opinion ain't worth shit. Union soldiers then proceeded to strike Virginia, but were swiftly cut down. Confederate soldiers proved themselves to be more competent fighters than they looked, and the Union soldiers had the big gay that day. The state of Kentucky was in the middle of all of this, and wanted to be involved in none of it, so it went neutral. Sadly for Kentucky, it's not Switzerland, so it doesn't get that privilege, and shortly after, it got invaded by Tennessee. Meanwhile in Kansas, this ragtag group called Quaintrell's Raiders were pissing off Union soldiers big time, and harassing them as they marched for New Mexico, a replacement for Mexico as it had now been assaulted by the Confederate States. Okay, I'm just falling. What is true though is that Union soldiers took over New Mexico State, and the Raiders' efforts were in vain. Yet another disastrous hit dawned on the Confederacy. General Ulysses Grant sent soldiers down the Mississippi River to stop Confederate trade within Mexico. This was the final step to the sea blockade I mentioned earlier, called the Anaconda Plan. The Confederates tried to strike back by attacking Union lines, but the Union forces weren't frozen in their defense that day. With an army of 38,000, General Robert E. Lee marched onwards, but made it only to Antietam Creek, where then an army of 87,000 Union soldiers, led by George Meade McClellan, crushed them on the bloodiest day in US history. Yeah, that is. Just you wait until the States runs out of oil. Oh, and getting back on track after Antietam, a fella called Vermont said all slaves were free in the Confederate States. Confederates didn't give a toss about this though, obviously. You'd think the Confederates were losing hope now, and maybe they were. That didn't stop Robert E. Lee from attacking Gettysburg, 1863. You can guess what happened here, but a really good movie came out of it that didn't show the people on the Confederate side as blood monsters, so at least they won something that day. So that happened, and Lincoln did a prequel dressed after. Then New Orleans was taken, which was pretty much the major supplier of military supplies and troops for the South. With all this bad luck, I'm certain something good will happen for the South though. I'm certain of it. Oh wait, no, Vicksburg has been taken. The Union were facing some problems of their own back home though. Conscription, like in the South, had been imposed in the North, leading to New York riots that had lasted over 3 days. Racial tensions became rife in the city. Modern annoyance, considering how much Confederates were being dominated, you know what? Being a Unionist at the moment is pretty damn good. Oh wait, what's that? We're marching to Richmond, Virginia, but we'll get stopped in Petersburg and be stuck in a 9-month trench war where we'll probably starve, get shot and killed. Fuck! But no worries, the Union has captured Tennessee, and is now burning crops and infrastructure in the South, so one side eating tonight with the economy, foodstuffs and ruins. God bless America. Some unimportant piece of paper no one cares about called the 13th Amendment was scripted down by Lincoln as one of the last battles of the Civil War was coming over the horizon on April 1st, 1865, Battle of Five Forks. It was April Fool's Day, so you should have seen the faces of the Confederates when the Union played the funny prank of killing one of the last armies defending Richmond. The following day, they finally got to Richmond and surrounded the area, beating the Confederates in the Battle of Appomattox Courthouse. Robert E. Lee saw this and surrendered on April 9, 1865. Though President Andrew Johnson, the president after Lincoln, didn't formally declare the end of the war until 1866, most agree ended on Robert Lee's surrender in 1865. The war was over, and slavery was abolished. You may be asking yourself now, if the freedom blacks from the chain of slavery were they now equal? Do they vote, have the same politics, and will see more than just a black man by the US government? The simple answer to this is no! No, look on the bright side. With Lincoln now president, maybe the states can change, and the United States can— Oh God, Lincoln's been shot! Someone get help! Oh God, he's bleeding out! Anyone! Help!
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a heart.